overly surprised at how prepared they were for us.
I will have to say that Hotshots itself, I mean, despite everything, it was still quite a fun event, especially for people who were there to witness the Overwatch games. You know, I mean, it was still a community event. Like you can see everyone coming in there, just hanging out with their friends, just essentially, even though it was a contest, like it felt like a friends gathering instead.
Yeah, for sure, man. All these LAN events, like once you get into the competitive community, you tend to know everybody, and everybody becomes really good friends with each other, despite the fact that they're all quote unquote enemies fighting each other out for first place.
Yep. So right now we're going to be going into the first match here, which is going to be between Burdens and Rozhok Loot Goblins. So what can you tell us about these two teams here, Soki?
Rozhok's Loot Goblins actually eliminated my team in the Selangor qualifiers, interestingly enough. They're a very strong team, very good team, a lot of good players. In fact, they actually have like 4 members of Fire Dragoon on this roster, Fire Dragoon being the best team in Malaysia.
Right.
Almost undisputedly right now, having 4 members on the Rozhok's roster. Very strong team, a lot of synergy. They brought in Haklo and Vivi to fill in those last slots to have enough players to qualify for this inter-school challenge.
Okay.
Burdens, we don't know that much about them, but I know for a fact that they have a Master Mercy main.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting to see. Mercy main in like she was in like Masters, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was definitely.
Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. So now we're going to be going into their first map here, which is going to be Lijiang Tower. So let me go ahead and switch into the in-game view. There we go.
Now arriving at Lijiang.
Now the interesting thing about Lijiang Tower is that 2 of the 3 stages are very pharmacy focused. And knowing that both teams are very competent, should be competent at running the pharmacy, it's interesting to see if we get any of that today. But we have to remember that yesterday, like early morning yesterday, we had the patch rollout. And of course that made the combination between Zarya and Reinhardt a lot stronger. Reinhardt getting the 10%, the 10% attack speed buff, as well as Zarya having her Graviton Surge buffed. It's going to be interesting to see if these teams have adapted to the new patch, whether they've scrimmed on the new patch, perhaps in PTR, and see if they're going to bring any new strategies here, or are we going to see dive and dive and dive all of today?
Yeah, and speaking of new patch, right now I forgot to amend this inside the rules, but then because Doomfist is the new hero that's been just recently released, we have decided to ban him from this tournament as it's a little bit too close to from the actual release of Doomfist to the actual tournament, and plus he's not available in competitive anyway, so I think it's pretty much fair just to keep him out for this competition. Alright, so both teams will be coming out here. Lucio will be providing the speed boost, allowing his teammates to get into position as quickly as they can. So Freya going to be jumped on there by the Winston. Going to try to put as much damage as he can using the Tesla cannons, but still taken out there by Vivi. Lightning Jet. Going to be swinging them around. They have a foothold on this control point, but right now they're being overrun completely. The entire lineup here just completely taking over the control point there, so not a single chance being given here to Burdens, unfortunately.
Yeah, we see Rozhok running this typical lineup here with the Soldier and the Tracer coming out from CK and VV respectively. This is the lineup that typically you want the dive, but as well, since you have the Soldier, you have a source of damage that's going to come out consistently.
Oh, VV going into the back line there, trying to go after the Zenyatta Madara. Lightning Knight trying to hold him back, but unfortunately VV is a little bit too fast. Get out of range there, the Freya Ice God by CK and Hakulu. Meanwhile, doing a lot of damage there in the front lines there. Freya Ice God getting taken out there. Pulse Bomb ready here for VV, but she's very low in health. Going to have to go back for the health pack. And she's going to be joining CK there to try to keep them back and closer to that spawn and far away as possible from that control point.
A bit of a slow peel there coming out from Rozhok. In my opinion, the Zenyatta should not have gone down there at all, but good play from the Winston nevertheless.
Right, oh, Pulse Bomb going out, takes out the McCree there, and now the Flame Shot is going to come in there with the Dragon Blade there, trying to find some kills. Burn Tonight is going to be holding all the way back here. Flame Shot getting a kill on Madara. VV trying to go in there, but gets a little bit too close there to the Reaper of Burn Tonight. So he's going to have to back off there as Freya Ice God's already rejoined his team, but they still have not found that opening there. They still have not found that pathway towards the control point.
I think the weird thing about Burden's lineup right now is that their DPSs are not meant for diving, whereas their tanks, the Winston Diva, obviously very, very strong dive heroes right now coming out. So as the tanks are jumping in, the DPSs are kind of left behind, not able to go in. As we can see, the Reaper here obviously not being able to charge his out very fast.
Oh, Flameshot coming home behind there, the Dead Eye, not going to catch anyone unfortunately, but then the McCree could be in trouble here as Flameshot is still holding on to that point. Sound Barrier coming out here for Burdens as Cheese is going to be finding out here against Flameshot. Will he get a kill? Yes! Flameshot gets a kill there onto the McCree of Cheese. As the Winston of Hakulo has been pushing them out of that control room there. And the control point looks like it was just briefly...
Yeah, I believe the Winston managed to guard on it, but then it was instantly taken down by CK.
That's unfortunate there. So looks like the Rozhok has managed to take a perfect set here.
Yeah, and the first round is going to go over to Rozhok. Both teams choosing not to run the pharmacy despite the fact that we know that both teams have competent players that can run that pharmacy. Interestingly enough, I'm wondering if it's coming out from a team strategy point or whether Rozhok's saying that, yeah, we're going to hide some strats here. We're going to make sure that our future matchups don't know what we want to run, so we're going to run something really, really standard, something really, really old.
Well, it's fair to say that maybe sometimes when you're taking the first round, you want to go with like something a little bit more experimental sometimes, maybe, or you want to make sure that if they already have, like for example, if they already have pharmacy on lockdown, they probably can try something else to see, okay, will this work in the future? And maybe next round we can definitely try to do that.
Yeah, instead. That's definitely true. But I feel like this is an example of Rozhok going back to comfort picks. As definitely everybody is on a comfort pick right now.
Yeah. All right, CK on the Solar 76 is going to meet up Lightning Jack right in front there. Flameshot. Oh, taking a huge shot there. He's going to have to back off with the healing coming off in the Bio TV. Oh, Pika taking a very good shot there.
Good shot by CK.
Yep, CK getting a nice shot there. Burn tonight very low as well. Oh, CK taking 2 kills here in a row. And now he's going to be rushing in after Lightning Jet. The mech is very low. She's going to pop out of the mech. Oh, the healing rocket came a little bit too early there, but still, Flameshot getting a quad kill with 1 stash there. My goodness, kind of missed that there.
Yeah, Flameshot's being able to dash through a lot of enemies in such a small corner. Really good positioning for Genji.
Alright, Flameshot still holding onto the side here, waiting for them to come in. And then Lightning Jack gonna meet him right in front there with the defense matrix. Hakulo, he's a Tesla cannon there. Oh, the Dragon Blade coming out here from Flameshot is gonna try to get as much damage as he can. The Reaper inside the Ghost Swarm. Oh, gets taken out as well. Wow, this is 4 kills, 5 kills here. The entire kill feed here is all red. And it looks like they're not going to be able to capture control point at all. A team kill here for Rozhok.
At this point, I think Burdens need to try a different approach angle. Definitely, the Rozhok has this choke on hold right now, and it is going to be very hard for them to push through, especially with that Genji locking down the choke very strongly.
So Cheese going on to the Pharah. Going to be joined by Freya Ice God. Going to try to go to the high ground here. It's going to be interesting to see if they can take advantage of the pharmacy in this round.
Oh, they got a catch onto Vivi.
Oh, Vivi getting taken out there by Lightning Jet, yep. Cheese, oh, heavily fighting inside this corridor here, which is not the best position to be in when you're Pharah. And now Freya Ice God, oh, the Lightning Jet getting taken out. Cheese trying to use the Pika's blast to get away there.
Nice 4-man res coming
nice
out.
res, triple res here from Pika. Sound Barrier coming out here. And Tranquility as well coming out from Nazara. Flameshot coming out here with the Dragon Blade. Will he be able to get some kills here? Reaper taking a bit of damage there. Lightning Jet very low. She gets taken out with some shurikens there from Flameshot.
A bit of a questionable out here from the Monkey, just entering his own spawn.
That was a little bit late, but I think that was more of a panic ult. Rather, probably really, really low in health, so trying to hold it out there, but I think now they're already up to 90%. They really could have used that
Primal Rage to enter right about now.
There's a good shame. Flameshot still causing a lot of trouble here in the back line, but the Discord Orb and Madara gets a kill there onto the Genji, but CK quickly gets a revenge kill onto Madara.
Super clean round coming out from Rozhok.
So Rozhoks. Where did they even get the name from?
Rozhok. It's a place in. It's one of those fictional cities in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, one of the aspects of the game is looting, therefore, I guess they got their name Rozhok's Loot Goblins.
When I heard Rozhok Loot Goblins, I was thinking, is this some like place in World of Warcraft that
I know, right? But yeah, definitely the members of Fire Dragoon, I see them stream, I see them play. They play a lot of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and it is a very big in thing right now. So yeah, playing off that.
PUBG has really exploded in the recent years, but now we're going to be going into the third round here. If Rozhok is able to take this round, they're going to take this map, and we'll be going into game 2. Now Burn Tonight going to be using the Junkrat.
Yeah, we see a very interesting Junkrat coming out here.
Junkrat could be good if they can capture the control point, but then when they're trying to, if they're already, oh damn, VV getting hit in the face there, but now CK getting a revenge kill with the healing rocket.
Despite Rozhok winning that fight, I felt that that was the strength of the Junkrat, being able to take down members of Dive really quickly because of his burst damage. You see Dive typically you run very squishy DPSs, and if you're able to get onto a pick like VV like that, it's going to be very beneficial for the team.
Oh geez, using a Helix Rocket, takes Flame Shot down a notch, so he's going to have to back off. And now he's going to try to open up an opportunity for his teammates to try to rush into the point. Fear Ice God going very up into center there, onto Vertexity. Oh, did it score or onto Flame Shot, but still he's able to get the dash there. And then now he's going to go into the Dragon Blade. Oh, but gets taken out there by Pika. CK meanwhile, using Helix Rocket, takes out Freya Ice God.
CK going completely uncontested here.
My goodness, the Technical Visor is ready for him. Pika going to have to back off to the safety of her teammates. But then looks like the control point is still very firmly in the control of Rozhok.
Swap is going to come out, and Cheese is going to get a pick onto VV. Good play on that Widow.
Nice, Widowmaker trying to find that backline there, trying to find that Zenyatta. But still, they need to try to find that opening. Now Tactical Visor coming out with CK, getting 2 kills there onto Burn Tonight and Madara. Cheese still in the backline there, trying to find that kill there onto CK. Ooh, that's Helix Rocket very close there. But still not able to get any kills, and VV coming in there from behind.
Yeah,
just takes out the
stayed a bit
Widowmaker.
too long in that one position. He eventually got called out by Rozhok and will get taken down by VV.
That was a shame. And plus, like, being unable to get those pickoffs didn't allow them to capture the control point at all. Already up 70% here on Rozhok. Burn Tonight, the Junkrat trying to fight against Flame Shot here. Ooh, Flame Shot just able to dash away in the nick of time there.
Experience tranquility.
And then, oh, Tranquility being forced to use right here. This is not a good position to be in, but then VV is going to try to, VV got taken out there. Pika going to use a sound barrier. Flame Shot very low right now. Not able to get any kills there with the Dragon Blade, and now the Speed Boost is going to come out here. But then the Tranquility coming out here from the defensive side is going to make it very difficult for them to try to get on the control point, but Lightning Dead is going to try anyway. Pika able to join him just in the nick of time there. Salvatore, oh, getting the kill there onto Pika, but then now it's going to be taken out as well. So now finally, it looks like Burdens has finally got a stick onto this control point. Lightning Dead is going to lose a mech, unfortunately.
Rozhok coming back in.
Yeah, going into overtime right now. Flame Shot, ooh, getting a nice dash there, takes out Cheese, and then now looks like the entire offensive line has been taken out here from Burdens. Oh my god, Flame Shot just diving in there into the aquarium, but it doesn't matter. Rozhok still takes this round, and we'll be going into map 2.
Very clean game coming out from Rozhok. They're showing exactly why they're the #1 seed in this tournament.
Play of the game.
And play the game here, going to Flame Shot as Genji. No doubt it's probably the first round here. Yep. Here we go. Gets Dragon Blade there with one dash and goes in, takes out Madara, takes out Cheese, takes out Freya, takes out Burn Tonight, takes out Pika. This is a complete team wipe here by Rozhok onto Burdens, and now we're going to go into game 2. So, what do you think about that match?
Well, as much as I want to say it was, it was in a way a bit one-sided. Very clean games coming out from Rozhok, as they knew exactly what they wanted to run as well. They're a very versed team, and having 4 members from Fire Dragoon means that these guys have played together for a really long time. VV as well, being very close to Fire Dragoon, he plays with them occasionally. They all know how each other play. They all know what each other are gonna do, and it's very well can be seen here as Flame Shot is going and CK is just staying back and pelting. And even if Flame Shot goes down, CK with the free shots on that soldier is able to take out the rest of the team as nobody is focusing him. I think the last round was lost for Burdens when they had to pop both support outs just to get out of spawn. I think that was a bit sad. Maybe they could have died there and pushed in together with the support outs, hoping to get to the point.
I think at that point it was already way too close. It's like it was now or never, and unfortunately, if their DPSs were just getting harassed the whole way out of spawn. So
yeah, definitely, it was an unfortunate situation, but one that perhaps could have been taken better by the team as a whole. So you see now we're going into Nepal, another King of the Hill map. As King of the Hill, we know is control in this game at least. It's very known for its DM, so teams with better DM would typically take the match. And as we can see right now, Rozhok's Loot Goblins just having superior DM right now, playing very, very well and knowing each other, knowing the team mechanics and how in and out, how they're going to work together.
That's one thing about a game like Overwatch. Like, when you talk about a team-based game, it's always about the communication and the synergy you have with your teammates. And if your team is not able to find that kind of like cohesiveness, it's very difficult for you to make a very coordinated push into the control point, especially in a map like this.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's very different from competitive in the sense where, like, I would say that in competitive, if your team has a 200 SR disadvantage and both teams are randoms of 6 people, it's very likely that the team with the SR advantage is going to win. But in a tournament like this, you never really know, because even if the team has an SR advantage, SR like average difference, as long as you have synergy, especially in this competitive environment, it's very likely that you are able to take it.
Alright, we will be going into map 2 here in Nepal. This is the Sanctum stage. CK on the Soldier 76, going to be holding in this high ground position. Trying to find some hits there. He sees the pharmacy. He's Cheese. Trying to put some damage there onto that Pharah to prevent her from getting a good position. As Hakulo getting down really low right now as Lightning Jet going to be anti-nated there. Cheese still in the sky. Still trying to find those hits there onto Rozhok. Hakulo taking some hits there from Cheese, but Cheese very low is going to be pocketed by Pika.
Oh, they're calling for a pause?
Oh, it's going to pause here, so going to pause it for just a little while. Alright, here we go. So Cheese still just a little far away from the control point, but Hakulo is going to be jumping in anyway. Oh, taking a nice high position there is going to make it very difficult for Burden to try to find an opening in, as BB is going to be trying to attack the back line there. Flame Shot coming in. Get a deflect there. Ooh, nice kill there. Now going into the Dragon Blade. Ooh, takes out Cheese as well in the sky. And now Lightning Jet, Baby Diva getting taken out as well. So looks like
they called for a pause again, I think.
Oh god. Alright.
Effective as they hoped it to be, as obviously when we pick the Reaper, we want to be taking down those tanks as soon as possible. Shooting into that juicy Winston, taking that lifesteal.
So she's switching off with that Widowmaker as Fair Ice God is going to be holding his front. Burn Tonight taking a bit of damage, but still trying to do some damage there onto the tank of Hakulo. Hakulo still using a Tesla Cannon to great effect there. He's going to pop that Primal Rage at the same time as Burn Tonight uses the Death Blossom, but still he's able to get a kill there on the Flame Shot, but he's going to have to back away as quickly as he can. Zakiel Visor coming out here for CK, going to be forcing them to fall back to safety. And now the front line here is still very much held here by Rozhok. BB in the back line, they're able to get a kill. And now Lightning Jet gonna lose her mech. BB just finding the opportunity to go all the way in. Flame Shot will be joining his teammates pretty soon here.
Yeah, and we see Cheese has swapped off onto that Widow. Perhaps a comfort pick for him, as this is the second time we've seen him do this.
Interesting to see if they'll be able to get pickups here. Nepal is going to be a bit difficult if they can't really get into that spawn. Widowmaker is not going to be able to contribute much, I feel. Freya Ice God, they're trying to hold on to the front line. Still need to try to find those pickoffs. The tranquility coming out here from Burdens. Not quite making a dive yet. Oh, the Pulse Bomb taking out Madara, unfortunately, though. Just at the end of that Transcendence right now, without one support here. Freya Ice got very low. He's going to have to pop his Primal Rage here as the Resurrection comes in here from Pika. But then it's still stuck at the spawn door. They're not has even got onto the control point here. Flame Shot with the Dragon Blade takes out.
Actually, Burdens has taken the point, interestingly enough.
Okay, so it looks like Burn Tonight actually managed to slip all the way behind, but then being taken out very rapidly there by Flame Shot.
Yeah, Rozhok pulling a bit of a C9 here, not touching the point.
Point still being contested here by Lightning Jet. This is to go down to the wire, but no, it looks like the control point has gone back to Rozhok. There's only 3 percentage points left. Flame Shot going to be fighting against Madara. A swift kick to the balls, but there, unfortunately, looks like Madara is going to take it. A Death Blossom used in the last moment here to just take out Flame Shot. But the round is over. Rozhok still takes this first round.
I feel Burdens are having a bit of an identity crisis right now, because they're trying to run the Junkrat, they're trying to run the Kree, they're trying to run the Reaper, yet I don't see a Reinhardt or a Zara coming out from their side, which really makes me wonder if they're trying to run a dive or they're trying to run Death Ball, they're trying to run anti-dive. I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to do here.
Well, again, to your point about these being comfort picks, I mean, when you're already in a kind of losing situation, you still need to try to find, trying to find your way back into the groove, and sometimes playing the hero that you're most comfortable with is one way to kind of
we have a DC coming out here from CK.
Oh no, able to resume this game. Hopefully no more interruptions from here on out. So Rozhok has already got one point here. Now we're going into temple portion of Nepal. Pika on Lucio, just a little bit ahead here. Gonna have to hold back a little bit. Lightning Jet, trying to use that defense matrix there, just wrapping around here, but it sees the teammates, taking out a lot of damage there, but Vitexity and Hakulo both getting taken out there by Cheese. Now Lightning is gonna lose her mech there, unfortunately. Still the same mistake, still trying to find kill there, but Flame Shot in the back line there, still able to take them out. Now Burn Tonight on the Reaper, getting taken out completely here by the Genser combination here. Man, that was a really messy one.
Yeah, Rozhok Loot Goblin actually finally coming out on top there on the end of the fight. Being able to take the high ground and spamming down onto Burdens, which tried to approach through the main choke of this map.
Alright, Cheese, gonna be backstabbed there by Flame Shot. A nice dash gonna take out that McCree. Flame Shot still gonna try to do another dash, and Zara switching to the Zarya now. As Lightning Jet takes out Vivi. Actually Burn Tonight getting the credit for the kill there, but it still gets taken out there by the Tesla Cannon. Sleep Dart going to be used there onto Madara. There, Ice God, getting taken out from behind there, but
Flame Shot is just going uncontested in the backline. I believe he needs to be taken out very soon if the Burdens wants to have a chance.
Dragon Blade taking out Cheese there, taking out Pika. Will we be able to get one more kill here? It looks like Lightning Jet gets taken out by CK instead, but still that Dragon Blade by Flame Shot opened up the opportunity for them to go in there, and now Burn Tonight getting taken out as well by the Genser combo. So, my goodness, like
Burden's just getting staggered here so hard.
So it's...
I want to point out that Vertexity has switched onto that Ana, perhaps wanting to flex his muscles a bit, showing a slightly more high skill hero than Lucio.
maybe he does. In any case, they still have the control on the control point. It's already up to 65%, and not even a single percentage point here for Burdens. Lightning Jet gonna lose her mech. Flame Shot still in the front lines there, gets one nice dash and takes out the Baby Diva. Hakulo gonna be healed up here by Vertexity. Madara coming right to the side there, gets Sleep Dart and Anti-Nated combination there, taking out that Zarya. And a team kill here onto Burdens by Rozhok. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what else to say at this point.
I think really what needs to happen right now is that Burdens need to stick together and ensure that whatever's in their backline needs to be taken down first. Exactly like that. Flame Shot's overextending perhaps out of cockiness a bit there. Will finally get taken down. This is what needs to happen. VP getting taken down as well. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what needs to happen.
This is going to be a huge opportunity here. They're going to be jumping into the point here. Lightning Jet going to be flanked here by Salvatore using the Transcendence. Gas and Self-Destruct going to be using it, and now the Dragon Blade coming out, she's going to finally use that. And Self-Destruct takes out Flame Shot there, but still she gets taken out there before she can get into a mech here. Oh no, overtime running out here, and round 2 goes to Rozhoks.
I also want to point out that Rozhok throughout this entire tournament so far has been running this single tank triple DPS lineup. And the concept behind the single tank triple DPS is that what really enables the dive right now is Diva and how she's able to eat incoming damage and healing coming out from both teams. So the thing about Diva enabling the dive is that what they want to do with this triple DPS is kill the Diva before she enables anything. And right now that's exactly what they're doing. They're taking the fights really decisively with those DPSs being able to focus down important targets.
Salvatore doing some sort of ritual here. I'm not sure what he's trying to summon, but it looks like something very interesting. Alright, so now we're going into round 3 here. Rozhok, they are 2 rounds ahead. Now Burdens, they still haven't really found their footing throughout this entire matchup so far, so it's a very, very dangerous position to be in. Of course, this is the first round of the day. Burdens still has another chance here, but at least they still have to try to find their groove. Vivi doing a lot of damage onto Pika, who is switched off onto the Soldier 76, and Burn Tonight getting taken out there on the Winston. Now Cheese also getting taken out. Vivi still trying to find a kill there onto that Mercy of Lightning Jet. The projected barrier is going to make it difficult for them to try to go in, but they're going to go in anyway. Flame Shot with a nice dash takes out that Mercy. As Vivi and the rest of her teammates are going to be rejoining their teammates at the control point, which has just been captured.
Oddly enough, I see now that as I said that Vertexity has now switched off onto that Zarya. Running solo support on the side here of Rozhok is Salvatore on that Zenyatta.
No, Cheese on that McCree, trying to find a hit there. Ooh, gets a critical hit there onto Flame Shot, I think. It's Salvatore, okay. No, VV in the back line there. Still going to cause a lot of trouble. As Hakulu coming in from the front there. Ooh, nice combination. Taking out both Cheese and Frey Ice God, keeping them completely out of the way. And now the Pulse Bomb is going to take out Lightning Jet, and looks like Burdens are going to be falling back to spawn here. The Helix Rocket not going to meet its mark, and Madara getting taken out there by Vitexity.
Yeah, like I said, right now, Burdens actually, I commend them for trying something different here, seeing Pika switch onto that soldier and giving the Mercy onto Lightning Jet. I think they're trying something different here, and I think this is what they need to do to discover what works best for them before the next rounds.
Alright, so Cheese still trying to find those hits there on the high ground. It's going to be pocketed by Mercy. Oh no, but then gets taken out there. Flame Shot with a Dragon Blade takes out Lightning Jet. Takes out Burn 2 Knight. Madara with a right click takes him out, but now Vivi is going to be harassing him all the way there with Hakulo coming in with there with the Tesla Cannon. Ooh, nice headshot there by Vivi, taking out that taking out that Zarya.
Yeah, we can see really the skill coming out here from Rozhok. As Salvatore, known as being one of the best Zenyatas in the region, you think that you have 5 DPSs, but no, actually they have 6. Everyone can do that.
Visor coming out here, but the Transcend is going to cancel it out. TK2 trying to find the kill there. And the Pika very low right now. He's going to try to fight inside the gravity field, but then with 3 DPSs and the Zenyatta, it's not going to be possible for that Soldier 76 to survive any longer than that. We're already at 92%, 93%. Primal Rage trying to get onto the control point, trying to find the kill there onto CK, but CK is still being healed up massively by the Corp of enemy Harmony. And then, oh no! My goodness! A Tactical Visor and Graviton Surge combo ending the round here, and looks like Rozhok Luke Goblins are going to be taking these 2 maps, and they're going to be taking this matchup.
Good games coming out from the side of both teams.
And Flame Shot getting to play the game once more. That Genji. 1 dash here. Another Shuriken. Nice deflect kill. And a Dragon Blade to boot, taking out that Pharah from the skies.
Yeah, this is exactly what I mean by they need to turn around and kill what's in their backlines, because it doesn't really matter what they do in the front if they get a pick or 2, if they're not dealing with what's killing their supports, what's killing their really squishy DPSs.
Well, that's all, folks, for here for Rozhok Luke Goblins versus Burdens. But we'll be right back with the second matchup, so don't go away, as we'll be coming right back after these messages.